Okay, so this is a quick tutorial rundown slash thing for Greenlinenshirt on how I do my order generation slash automation of ingot production. It's a little bit on the crazy side, but it gets things done where I literally don't have to touch it. And then I can just say, oh, I need some iron ingots, and oh, bam, there's some iron ingots, you know? So it's super easy and pretty straightforward to put together. You're just gonna need keep a couple things in mind. I sat down and did the math already, and the whole setup uses about 515 RF per tick. So keep that in mind with your flux ducts. If you're using leadstone, you're gonna have to have a couple of inputs because flux leadstone does only 200 RF per tick. So this rail you'll have to divide, like plug this guy in, this auto compressor in separately, because just leadstone won't cut it. I recommend using hardened flux duct. You should be able to make it with your current stuff, and then with that, everything can come off of a single power source, because the hardened flux ducts can handle 800 RF per tick. So even if you throw a couple more furnaces on there, then you're still fine. But that's up to you for your personal setup. Now I copied your lava generator because you've already got it set up, and I've just piped them into 3 separate chests. They don't have to be diamond chests. I threw a couple speed upgrades in there to help out, and then I did pulverizers. All 3 of the pulverizers should be configured like so. And then the last one doesn't have to have that top one out. And it's the same thing over here. The first pulverizer in the group is going to need a integrated hopper apparatus upgrade to pull from the chests. If you can't make those, you can just throw another one of these in here and just shift everything one to the right, or shift the chests one to the left, whatever works for you. But the hopper apparatus is totally fine. These will pump them out directly into your compressor, which then feeds them into the automatic sieve, the heavy sieve rather. Then the heavy sieve will drain everything into this line. The first row being, of course, compacting drawers, 1 for each. I've locked them with keys, so that way if they run out, that's fine. They won't lose their configuration. And then everything else should get dumped into the chest at the end. You can pipe this chest into whatever storage setup you're doing. And I've copied that setup all the way down. Now I recommend that you choose an order for them to be in and then have them all in that order. Because if, for example, you need iron right now and you're out of iron and you say, okay, I've only got 1 thing of iron dust, but I bet you I've got a bunch up here, and wait, that's not iron, that's coal, where's iron? You know, you'll confuse yourself, so just make it easier and make sure every row is the same thing. On these, you'll need to make item filters and set the item filter to what is supposed to be coming out. So, for example, item filter, yeah. You'll need to make a bunch of these. You need 30 of the compacting drawers, 30 item filters, and 30, 45, almost 50 of the transfer nodes, and maybe a stack or 2 of the transfer pipe to get all this done. But you know how to use the item filters, of course. You just right click, throw the item in there, and then it'll set it as what it's doing. So after you've set up the item filters, you want to hook these pipes up to your hammer. Your hammer can be any type. It can be one of the X Compressium or the X Astartes. I don't, it doesn't matter, whichever works for you. They both work the same. I recommend these because you can put luck upgrades and speed upgrades on them easier than these guys. But, you know, again, it's your preference. Have those pipe out and down into the next row. So see how this guy comes out. You know, it gets all the gravel, hammers the gravel into its, you know, powdered form, and then sorts it into its things, and then does it again. It hammers it down to its dust form, and then the dust forms once we get the dust ore, or dust rather, instead of the powdered. It then pumps it into your redstone furnace and smelts them into ingots. And then you can sort the ingots into your machine setup as well. So, of course, I'm just using a creative energy cell. You'll want to power it however you are powering your stuff in your base. Probably the hardest part, other than just getting all the materials together and lining everything up, is probably going to be setting these up. Because when you first put two transfer nodes next to each other, you know, they join. And then on top of that, when you put it like another one up here, you say, oh, I want this to go here, but this one to go that way, like up in here, right? These will still be connected, so this will pull stuff and throw it into the wrong one. So get your crescent hammer and just smack each side, and it'll break them. You want to do the same thing over there. That one was actually a little bit harder, if I recall, because it's set up like this. There's two, and then there's a row of them on top like this, right? And of course this is going this way and this way, right? So to get this to ignore everything that's coming except for that one, just smack each corner, and then this guy twice, 3 times. You have to smack it a couple times just to get it right. That's not right. I'll get this in a second. I had to monkey with it a bunch just to get it to work right. I don't know what it looks like on other texture packs, but John Smith has these lines that says that any item coming this way can go over the lines, but can't come back. So we need this to be the other way. Like that. So stuff coming from the other ones and from here can go to the sorter there. Let me disable John Smith so that way you can see what it looks like in default. Just in case you're not using John Smith. I think it looks the same, but to be honest, I haven't used default in a while, so I don't know. But it should be pretty straightforward. If you've got any questions, just let me know and I'll come by and take a look. Green. And anybody else, if you've got any questions on how I did something, let me know. I'll definitely explain in the comments below. Yeah, see, it does the same thing. So as long as you've got this, you know, double, you know, line. Think of it like in Pokemon, you've got the hedges. You can go up the hedge, and then once you jump off the hedge, you can't go back. So stuff can go that way, but can't go back through. So if it's set the other way, they're going to come to the hedge and stop and can't jump over it because Pokemon is mean. There we go. And then of course stuff can come from the other way. Or this can pump stuff out into here. Like so. So that should be everything you need to automate everything that comes in from your, you know, stuff. Uh-oh. Hello? Where'd you come from? Okay. Yeah, because it's the same block. So you should actually put your chests one extra away. Like so. Let's go ahead and grab my dolly. And actually, I'm really creative. I can just boop it. Just put your chests down one like so. So that way Yellowarium gets put into its right thing. Yeah, see, we're dumping Yellowarium all over the place. Come on now, game. But yeah, that should make things a little easier for you, so that way you can have, you know, for crazy ore generation. And ingots galore. Like I said, any questions or comments, let me know in the comments below, or you know how to reach me, Green. So I will hopefully have solved your ore generation problems.